With this presentation, we begin the unit on theories of persuasion. There's some general statements that we can make about the persuasive process, and the first and most important is the assumption or generalization that, it's more than an assumption, it's the truth, communication results in change, or at least it can result in change. And that's the overriding premise that guides us through this whole unit, that there are things that we can do, things that we can say that will change attitudes, change feelings, change behaviors in our target audience. Persuasion is defined as the process of inducing change through communication. The process of inducing change through communication. The change results from conditions in the person and in the message, and we'll see as we get into different theories how those conditions can be manipulated and modified in order to increase the chances of a communication change and a behavior change consistent with what the speaker is looking for. Changes can occur in beliefs, in values, in attitudes, and behaviors. These changes are interrelated, and they're facilitated by learning as well as by inconsistency. And we'll see what happens when messages are perceived as inconsistent and when we learn new information. The direction and extent of change are functions of internal mediators in the person. Not all people respond the same way to the same message, and that's because of the attitudes, beliefs, values that they hold and their own internal mediators, how they process that information. And it's unlikely that any two people will process a message exactly the same way. And finally, I cut off on that last slide the statement that said change can be systematically resisted. But there are things we can do to inoculate an audience, and we'll see that when we get to McGuire's inoculation theory. But forewarning is for arming, and it's possible to present messages that make the audience or the receiver of the persuasive message more resistant to change because of this inoculation notion. Okay, we've touched on Aristotle a little bit in the past, but